News. Good morning. It is July 3rd, 2024, and I am here with your geopolitical news. Al Jazeera reports senior Hezbollah commander killed in Israeli strike. Now, this video shows the aftermath of an Israeli strike that killed a senior Hezbollah commander in the host area of Tyre, Lebanon. So, what you're about to see is an Israeli strike that killed one of the Hezbollah commanders. Now, this strike was carried out in one of the provinces or areas inside Lebanon. And so, it's been a while since I've been on, but the conflict hasn't stopped. And the tension has only escalated since the last time you guys have heard from me. Even though I've been taking a lot of time off, I still been paying attention to everything that's been going on, especially geopolitically, globally. And so there's so many things that I want to share with you guys, so many opinions that I've had on so many different topics. There's so many new developments that have transpired since the last time that I've spoken to you guys. It's been about 60 days, maybe a little bit more since my last video has been uploaded. I've been going through some renovations and other things as it relates to, my family. But I've still been paying attention. I'm always paying attention. I'm always privy to what's going on a larger scale. And so I have so many things to share with you guys. But as it relates to this situation, I feel what I've always been feeling. Um, it's an understatement to say that Israel is out of control. And if they're not stopped, then a, a broader war on a because the war has spread to the whole region. That's not only inevitable, but something greater than that is on the cusp of that. So pay attention. So as I said, even though I haven't been posting videos or content, I've still been on all social media platforms and I've still been paying attention to everything that's going on. So right now I'm on the X platform, and here's a post that I made on June the 24th. And it reads, in my opinion, if we don't take over the government from those that have now made it clear through their continuous despicable actions that they care for us not, then we are all doomed. So, you know, I've been making statements about nuclear arms, weapons of mass destruction, and those who have them, and where I stand on the fact that they even exist. There's also a part where I feel like we, humanity, have been evading our responsibility to each other. And ultimately, what I mean by that is, you know, those who have weapons of mass destruction, I wonder to myself as I sit back, how did we as a people trust so very few with such enormous power? How do we get to that point where will say, you know what, this individual, whether he or she can be entrusted with this magnificent power that is so destructive that it could end all civilization on planet Earth. I wonder how we got to that point. And I wonder who is of pure perfection that you can entrust with such a thing. This is a question that plagues my mind. And I believe if you are an individual who is who is operating insanity, who is sane, who is of sound mind, body, and soul, I believe that this is a question that should plague your mind as well. So here's yet another post that I made from the X platform, June 24th, 2024. In my opinion, ISIS is really American soldiers acting out terrorist activities. Now, what do I mean by that statement? Well, what I mean by that is it is apparent to me that different tactics are being used around the world in these geopolitical events that are happening. All of these tensions that are flaring up around the world, there are certain tactics that are being used to push these tensions forward. So, what do I mean by that? Well, let me give you a prime example of what I mean. You go to a nation and there is something that you want from that nation, but that nation or that country, they're not prepared to give it to you. They don't want to give it to you. They don't want to do business with you. They don't want to do business with your kind. So you, instead of taking no for an answer, because you, you know, the United States of America, the superpower, you don't like, nor do you allow no to be taken for an answer. So tactically, what you'll do is you'll create a problem for that said region, that country, that nation. You'll create a problem, and then you'll come in the form of a solution. And that solution would only be given to that said nation or that country under the ramifications that you are to receive whatever it was that you initially wanted to receive from that country or that nation to begin with. And these are the tactics that are being used. And so when I say that I believe that American soldiers are really ISIS, I actually believe that. I actually believe that the United States government and its military industrial complex have devised a scheme and a plan to fight fire with fire, so to say. And so I believe that they have created their own terrorists. They have given certain members of the military industrial complex not only access, but the authority to act out anything that they see fit to further the policies of the United States of America across and around the world. And so, if you can fathom this in your mind, then you can believe it to be plausible. Now, I'm not saying that it's absolutely true. I'm not saying that it's an absolute fact. This is the Street Icon podcast, and this is the Conspiracy Theory series. But my intellect won't allow me to just dismiss the notion that such a thing could be happening. So here's another post that I made on the X platform, on July 2nd, 2024. In my opinion, how convenient. After the deal between Saudi Arabia and Israel, brokered by America, fell through, now there's new evidence that Saudi Arabia had something to do with the planning of 9/11. So now I've been seeing video circulating of an individual who's basically in the downtown lower Manhattan area, the same area of the Twin Towers where they once stood. And so this individual is down in this area, and on the video, he's basically pointing out different monuments, different, just different structures in that area downtown. And so this is the video that they're using to say that this individual had links to an individual, some member of the Saudi Arabian government of some sort. Do I believe it? I don't know. But like I said in the beginning of my statement, I find it very convenient that now that the deal between Saudi Arabia and Israel that was on the table before October 7th happened, this was a deal that the United States of America was pushing to happen. They wanted it with every fiber and every inch of the United States fabric. They wanted it. And so I find it very ironic that now that after the October 7th situation, now that Israel is engulfed in a heated conflict in this region, and it seems as if Saudi Arabia is backing away from any type of deal with Israel at this point because of the conflict. Now information is arising, information is coming out that Saudi Arabia has something to do with what is considered one of the deadliest attacks on American soil. I just find it ironic. And once again, this leads me to believe that these are tactics that's being used by the United States government and the industrial complex, the military industrial complex. These are tactics that are being used when a country, a region, does not give you the result that you want. And it's time and time again. You can see examples of these types of things happening time and time again. So now that the video has been released, now that families of victims of 9/11, also survivors of 9/11, are coming forward and they're pointing out this video and the fact that Saudi Arabia had something to do with it, and they're screaming at the top of their lungs at the United States government to do something about it. I wonder if this conflict goes away, will the United States government and its military industrial complex, will they still push forward with the deal that they were trying to broker between Israel and Saudi Arabia? It's such hypocrisy when you bring it all into perspective. It's also important that you know and understand your rights as a citizen and as a business owner, if you are lucky enough to be privileged to have such a thing, your own company, your own business, anything that you're running. Well, this next post is in direct response to anyone who has a business that are in any state where they decide that they are so horrified by the things that's going on in Israel that they say, you know what, from now on, we're going to boycott Israel. We're not going to receive any products. We're not going to consume any content. We're not going to support Israel in any type of way, shape, form, or fashion. Well, in the United States of America, they have certain states where it is illegal for government agencies to work with any company that takes that stance. And so this post that I made on June 26, 2024, it reads as such: the states that have passed legislation making it illegal for state agencies to work with companies that boycott Israel include Texas, Ohio, Illinois, Indiana, Florida, Arizona, Georgia, Iowa, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Arkansas, Minnesota, Nevada, South Carolina, Tennessee, Alabama, Rhode Island, New Jersey, Oklahoma, Kansas, North Carolina, Utah, Missouri, Idaho, West Virginia, Colorado, Missouri, and New Hampshire. So, as I said, and for many of you that probably don't understand what this means, no, it is not illegal for you as an individual to boycott anything. It is your right as an individual to take that stance. But if you have a company, if you have a nonprofit organization, if you have anything that does any type of business with any government organization, and you reside in any of these states, your business is in any of these states, then your business can very well be subject to losing whatever proceeds or anything that it has going on with these government agencies, as they have deemed it illegal to work with you. So I'll give you an example. If you have a nonprofit organization, well, I'll give you a couple of examples. If you have a nonprofit organization and you are funded by any government agency, if you receive funds from any government agency, if you receive um, merchandise, or whatever it is that you do from any government agency, that will very well stop if you reside in any of these states and you take a stance against Israel. You decide to boycott Israel and make it public that your company is doing such. You can stop receiving those funds and whatever materials you're receiving from those government agencies. If you have a private business and you are, say, doing something like, one of my businesses is clothing making. So if you make clothing for a school or any type of government agency or anything that has to do with the government, that business will very well stop. Those proceeds will very well stop. If you're making shirts or clothing or anything of that nature for any government agency, you have a contract with them or whatever may have you, whatever field that you're in, whatever contract that you have with that said agency, it will stop if you decide to take your company and make a stance against Israel, which you would feel is very well within your right. But the United States government, because of their policies and because of their uh, unconditional support for Israel, it is illegal for those agencies to even work with you. So understand what this means. You can very well feel how you want to feel, but the country that you live in, because of their policies, and like as I said just a second ago, because of their unconditional support for Israel, you will be penalized for taking a stance against Israel. If you haven't done so already, follow Street Icon on the YouTube platform, Street Icon 8080, at Street Icon 8080 to be exact. Street Icon 1 on all other social media platforms. I'm going to be coming to you guys daily. I'm back on social media. I'm back on the YouTube platform, and I will be posting daily, sometimes multiple times a day. So turn your notifications on. Drop a comment in the comment section and let me know how you feel about what you've heard today. I have a lot more content to post, a lot more opinions, and I want to hear from you guys as well. So drop a comment in the comment section and let me know how you feel. Always remember, stay vigilant, stay safe. Peace.